Was Will Smith's response over the top when he slapped Chris Rock? Are you ever triggered? Are you easily offended? I know I can be easily triggered and easily offended, and I struggle in this area, especially when it comes from some people. Stick around, let's break this down. Welcome to Keeping It Real with Grandma Jo in faith and in truth. And let's jump right in to Proverbs 18:6. Fools' words get them into constant quarrels. They are asking for a beating. Now, we all know that Proverbs is speaking about wisdom, so before we get all freaked out about the beating, this is not encouraging fighting. What this is simply saying is we need to be mindful of what we say. Not everybody has self-control, and sometimes what we say can even cause trouble. Okay, I was just joking around. Let's look at Ephesians 5:4. Nor should there be obscenity, foolish talk, or coarse joking, which are out of place, but rather thanksgiving. So we say, come on, wasn't coarse joking. Well, what about foolish and some say silly talking? Let's look at Matthew 12:36 and 37. I tell you, on the day of judgment, people will give an account for every careless word they speak. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. Proverbs 17:22. A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. One thing is clear, what we say can edify, encourage, and bring joy, which is like medicine to the soul. And what we say can crush and destroy, and at the very minimum, bring trouble, even when it's in jest. Here's some insight and some more wisdom. Proverbs 19:11. Sensible people control their temper. They earn respect by overlooking wrongs. This is a good time to clarify we are not talking about abuse. Proverbs 29:11. Fools give full vent to their rage, but the wise bring calm in the end. As Christians, we are called to respond differently than the world. Let's look at James 1:19 and 20. Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Matthew 18:15. If another believer sins against you, go privately and point out their offense. If the other person listens and confesses it, you have won that person back. Not always, but often, we can clear up any misunderstanding or offenses by simply going to the person and talking to them about it. Eventually, our hope is to live in Colossians 3:8. But now you must put them all away: anger, wrath, malice, slander, and obscene talk from your mouth. In summary, and this first one is definitely for me, let's work to not take everything so personally. Let's make room for respectful and joyful humor. Let's be willing to tell someone if we're triggered or offended. I know, again, for me, most of my triggers and offenses are more about me and my past and less to do about the person who's telling me or what they say. Let's pick our battles and use wisdom to discern our response, lest we become the fool. And whenever possible, let God's grace and mercy fill our hearts so that we can forgive as we have been forgiven. And if we ever are going to receive an insult, let's look at our challenge verse, 1 Peter 4:14. If you are insulted because you bear the name of Christ, you will be blessed, for the glorious Spirit of God rests upon you. Now that's worthy of an insult. Blessings, and I'll see you next week.